You want to quit?
Honestly, I just want to be here for 24 hours.
You don't think about anything. You just think about that next 100 yards, that next obstacle, that next mud pit.
Katie Knight, I live in Boulder, Colorado. Compared to last year, definitely way more experienced, definitely more confident. I'm ready to have a good time. That hasn't changed. Queen of the desert, she has returned.
That's what Katie said? Well, we ain't in the desert no more. My name is Chris Rogloski. I am from Denver, Colorado. I'm coming for Katie Knight's crown. Do you think this is enough to run 24 hours?
I think it's good to run 3 hours.
I'm here to run 100 miles, we'll say that. This is my final ultra of the year, so I'd like to go out with a bang. Other than that, like every weekend, every race is a big deal. It's my new favorite race.
I mean, anytime you come back as a champion, there's somebody out to get you. So the pressure's a little higher. You know, there's 4 or 5 really good athletes right behind me. So I think they're ready to show up and try to catch me.
Anacarta, Bolingbrook, Illinois. It's my favorite race, period. My goal is to get 20 laps, otherwise known as 100 miles, otherwise known as an orange f***ing jacket at WTM 2022. I really haven't been focusing on the competition at all. It has been orange jacket in the windshield and nothing else.
No biased opinion here on any one of them. You know, Katie's the former champion, and you know, she obviously has a lot to lose here. You know, to defend her title, so I think that's going to give her that edge. So you know, I'm rooting for Katie.
I've done this enough times where I've learned I don't have to say anything. Just listen.
There are those moments where you like come internally and just think about what you want to do. It'll be really like, okay, there's my friend. I'm really excited to run a lap with them. While also like, Sean does a great job of hyping you up too.
How many sports can you be out there with the best in the competition, with the best athletes in the world up there? And you guys get to go out there and help them. They'll help you even during competition. Is that not amazing? Is that not amazing? An applause for our elite competition.
I've done a lot more ultras than probably most of them have, but I don't think this is really like a typical ultra, so I'm not sure that really gives me, I mean, that's what I have that they don't. Is it an advantage? TBD. We'll find out.
Let's go! Let's go!
I'm trying to say that.
Let's go!
Southern's mother is like a woman in that she will tell you what you're doing wrong, and you need to listen because you got to make some corrections to stay right.
You'll see those top people, they like to go out really fast and hard, and they'll burn out come 12 hours. Maddie Davis says it all the time, the race doesn't start until after 12 hours. So my strategy is not to win the sprint lap. I didn't last year. I will not again this year.
I think that both of them are running at a pretty comfortably hard pace. I've been out there with them, running side by side with them. They're having, you know, they're going out at a conversational pace. They're talking, they're laughing, they look like they're enjoying themselves. I don't think that they're going out too hot. I think they're going out exactly at the pace that they need to be going out at. At the very beginning, yeah, you don't want to go out too hot, but you want to go out, you know, just slightly under comfortable. Every year that I ran this race, that's kind of the pace that I sit out at. And it just puts me in a pretty good position so that, you know, I don't get too into my head, you know, about being too far behind the pack.
I came up with my mantra for this race, Jeff.
What is that?
Rise to the occasion. Whatever the occasion is, rise to the occasion. Awesome. This is my father-in-law. All right.
Hour ahead of schedule.
Like a bomb in a room, blow up the spot.
rain jacket. This guy actually, so I'll be fine. And then I just need a new one of these. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then there's a spray in the green case, the small one. That's for goggles. The inside of the goggles for next lap. Right. Peace, love.
All right, get out there, Hannah. Let's go.
Let's go, Hannah.
Off me.
Good job, baby.
All right. You got
it. Snickers. One Snickers. You got gel?
Yep, in my other hand right there.
Gel.
Gel,
right
water bottle. You got that? Okay.
That's brilliant, guys. Love you.
All right.
Got it. I never really have a plan or strategy. I showed up last year without a pit spot, nothing, and I just like went for it. I kind of think it's nice to just like go do your thing and move for 24 hours and see what happens. Anybody that comes in with a strategy, it's usually gone by hour 12, or this year when the temperature hits like, what, 34 degrees? So I just come, I do my best, I work hard, that's the strategy.
You are killing this. This is perfect. I'm just gonna grab. Okay. Do you want your vest at all? No. Okay.
What lap is she on?
3.
Yes.
4 now. 4 and 1 coming up.
Good girl. Baby food and Lara bars. That's all you need. I think a lot of things I've done have been more from a perspective of like, oh, I really want to do that, even if it is difficult and hard. And this is kind of the one race that I've seen and like, I think it's like too difficult, too hard, like just not anything I would enjoy. But that makes it like a really good challenge. So I think this is one of like the bigger personal challenges I've ever done.
That's our first place female overall right now.
Pickles, Snickers. Give me another one. No, you want a jacket? No. Nope. Your gel? Your water. Gloves, that devil's ear is nothing to play with. You got it. Breathe through that one. Breathe through that one. Where's Chris? Use your butt. You got this. Come on.
I mean, she went out hot. She's looking good. She's looking tough still. So, we're proud of her.
I might change my socks. Okay, I'll get some socks. Is that maple syrup?
Let's go. Yep. Let's go.
I'd probably say Katie at a push, but it's so close. That, I mean, it's going to be very close at the end. It's going to be a lot of toing and throwing, but I'm only got Katie.
Nice.
You have to get to the dark healthy, and then you have to make the right gear choices once it gets dark out, because as we know, it's a lot harder to warm up, right, once you're cold, so you want to prevent the getting cold. So making sure I put the gear on at the right time, and then it's really just fight through the wall that you're undoubtedly going to hit overnight. And the real strategy there is find people to go with.
It's not tight.
Hannah, are you ahead of schedule or behind schedule?
Couldn't tell you.
Wrong. Time is a construct.
Time is a fucking construct.
Hey guys.
Let's go, girlfriend.
Augusta Gloop is opening in 15 minutes. Where's that at? Number 10. Got beat it? Yep. If you wanna beat it, you've gotta go. Go, go, like this? I got one. Okay. Woo!
Sorry.
Perfect. So you are professional. You're the best. Whatever. Do you want to change your socks? Yeah. My feet are a little long. Ugh. Okay. This is good. And do you have socks? No, it's fine. Yeah, I wore my socks inside out. Oh, yeah.
All right, so Hannah is a full lap behind the leaders. But you just watch that leaderboard as this night goes on. People just start to move up. All of a sudden, somebody that was up there, it's like, oh, what happened? It's been stuck at 50 miles for 3 hours. Well, they went there 10, they never came out. We shall see.
My honest feelings is I want people to do their best in competition. You know, if you're doing your best, no one's better than your best. Yeah, so I want them all to have a great experience no matter what they place number-wise. But Tana is who I would be pulling for. She's my connection, so.
Because it's already.
Why? What one you were open? You want your other sandwich?
So before this race started, I thought that it was Katie's race. She was going to retain the championship. But after talking to both of them yesterday and those interviews we did, I feel like Chris was just more calm and seemed more, I don't know. It's a vibe. That's all I can tell you. I feel like this one's going to be Chris's.
All sealed up and ready to go.
Where's your chip?
Feeling good.
You look awesome.
Try and catch me, Austin.
I'm coming.
Eat something. What do you want? I got a Clif Bar. I got a bar.
so many rocks in my shoes.
Do you want to switch them next time? You want us to be ready? It's okay. It's okay. Run smart. You got a long race. You got this. You got this. You want a Snickers to go?
No, I don't know.
I know you need 8 calories. No? Okay.
You sure you don't want anything thicker?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. What time is it? 7, 6?
Okay, well 6 o'clock and by 7 o'clock it's going to be 49 degrees.
Okay. Hey, girl, you got this, okay?
Sorry.
You got it, man. You got it. You got it.
Hey, how much temperature is ready to drop? Slapped you?
Good job.
Right now, what is it? Stay like that for the next hour?
All right, Hannah, get out there. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Hannah!
There's pizza.
Thank you. Monkey Monkey one is so hard. Well, it's impossible.
Look at you, Pizza
They took
Girl.
such a fun obstacle and they made it terrible.
Use your bands on it then.
Yeah, I'm going to use it on
Use
that
it this
one
time.
I didn't think it would be that hard.
All right, well, now you know. Start using your
I know.
bands.
There you go, girl.
You're already
Do you want
getting-
your sleeves? No, it's okay. You sure? Next time? We got hot water. You want it on your hands?
Do you feel like you're running a pace you can go for like 8, 10 plus hours?
No, I'm going too fast.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry,
It's a
that's why
long night.
Take it easy.
Get those wristbands if you want them.
If you want to come in and choose, let us know.
You got the right here on down.
I do. It's cold out there. It keeps getting colder.
I mean, according to everybody, the race starts at midnight, right? So it's a marathon, not a sprint, and I think she realizes that she needs a good pace that she can keep for the rest of it. So I think she's gonna slow down a little bit and just move for 24 hours more than anything.
Josh pulled his calf.
Oh no.
Ligaments. And then this broke. Let's go. Yeah.
The wetsuit top.
Wetsuit jacket, yeah.
David or Sean, if they put on another layer of wetsuit, David's Put
Another layer of
pour
wetsuit.
hot water down their back.
Yes.
I fell very, very, very hard off of feet spin. Like, I was down. Like, medic was on top of me, like on my back, down for like at least a minute. Couldn't get up. Like, the light push back? Yes.
Yeah, it's blinking.
This is gonna be the worst I've ever shaped in my life.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Fine.
Love you, babe.
Good job, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah.
Cold out there.
Yeah, it is. Doza put on all his gear.
Give me a windbreaker. We still have such a long race to go. I want everyone to know that. Also, 106. Let's go. Race doesn't technically start till midnight.
That's right.
That is right. We got a long night. Woo!
All right, go get it.
World's toughest mother is like a woman in that it's a mystery. It's an enigma. You know what I mean? You're not gonna understand it at a glance. You know what I mean? Yes, you may be attracted when you see World's Toughest. What are they doing over there? 24 hours of nonsense outside? Really? And then you get intrigued, and you get in there and you realize, oh no, this is a relationship. There's listening to be done. There's give, not all take.
Thank you. What up, little snack?
What you need, what you need.
Where's he at?
You want back out. Put it in the pouch or do you want it in the center?
I got it. Who the fuck is it? Okay, we are quick pitting here on out. Bar, electrolyte. Those are the 2 essentials. That is it going forward. It's funny, I always talk about how in OCR, it seems like OCR gets a lot of people into ultra, right? But I don't think that a lot of ultra athletes are looking to do this race. Like, I don't think they'd be interested whatsoever in the difficulty and just like the frustration level. Like, they're out there to run the trails, have fun. This race is like about smiling while suffering and enjoying every minute of it. A lot of ultra people talk that game. Oh, like, I love to suffer. Oh yeah? Come on over.
See the sky, but I don't see the sun.
I thought I would look forward to the sunrise more, but it was kind of like it didn't really warm me up at all, so I was a little disappointed in that. I was finishing the last couple laps in the daylight, right around there, and people are walking around in t-shirts and shorts, and I'm like, I'm still freezing. I can't feel my fingers, I can't feel my toes, because we're just still in and out of water the whole time.
So it's always coldest before the dawn. So it's cold, you realize that once the sun comes up, you still have 6 hours to go. And those are the hardest hours as your body is just beat down. As the sun comes up, it's like, oof, you're cold and you still got a long time to go.
Oh gosh, listen to it all.
Go.
Out of that. On to the next. Woo! All right. 2 more obstacles, you're back.
I can't wait.
For the next lap, you're seeing more.
Got it covered. I can't feel my toes. I feel my hands. Yeah.
14-14, you are styling.
You.
I ate a bunch out there.
You did? Okay.
I drank some tea. I have food, you know.
Do you have food with you too?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep eating.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Come on, Chris.
Keep walking.
Keep it up. Keep it up, Chris.
Why are you here?
Stay strong.
Why am I here? To run 100 miles. 20 miles to go. And I have, I think, like 6.5 hours? Something like that?
So are you going to get there?
Yes. I came here to run 100 miles. I have another 9 hours. No, I have 10 hours, 11 hours.
You definitely don't have 11 hours.
Keep going. You got this.
That was the longest night of my life. But it's over.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. We've had a rough night.
Yeah.
So I've been very dizzy and can't walk in a straight line.
Hello, Katie.
My hands are cold. They've been cold since like 10.
Doug, you got it.
Go, Callie.
No, I don't feel like crying. I just would like to walk in a straight line.
Sun's
Well-
up, Katie. Well, it's great races today.
Hey! Henry, here's a towel. Can we cover up like we did last time?
Yeah, that's
It's warm. It's got sugar in it.
But he might not. They might not let us
Canadians
pick
use
it
it
up for
to
another-
stay warm in Canada.
So if someone was like at their like breaking point during the race, but they hadn't hit their goal yet, I would definitely encourage them. I wouldn't tell them to quit. I would tell them to keep going because the mind is what's really going to do it. So if you can keep going and you can keep that mental toughness and grit, like your body can keep going all day. So one foot in front of the other. Chris Doza and I like to say, just keep swimming. That's a good little cue to keep thinking about. Rely on your crew. They're going to get you through. Like mine's not allowed to keep me in the pit longer than 3 minutes and I'm out. And just keep moving. Like it's only 24 hours. You can do anything for 24 hours, right? You're just choosing to do something a little bit more brutal. So that's what I would tell them. And also don't be a wimp.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you out here?
I don't know anymore. So I can eat Pop-Tart bites.
The biggest mistake I made was miscalculating caloric needs with the Colt. And it's unfortunate because I've made that mistake once before. I knew I wasn't feeling enough because I couldn't hang on to basic stuff like walls or cargo nets. When I went out for a lap and I just laid on top of Mudderhorn for like a good 3 minutes, I was like, oh, we're in a rough situation here. I said yesterday, well, now 2 days ago, that most ultra runners ain't interested in this kind of suffering. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I was very, very right. I've done a lot of different races, bitten off more than I can chew. And then there's some really, really hard shit, some really, really beautiful shit. But I don't think I've ever felt this beat up. And even though a costly mistake is gonna prevent me from getting my 100, and a pretty irreversible costly mistake for this race. If I get to 80 miles, like 100 on a lot of other courses. And I went back out. Could have stayed, pouted, felt bad for myself.
What is it? 9:47? Then I think I'll keep these clothes on because the water's cold.
Alright, you got it. Crush it.
Alright.
I'll be over there when you get back.
Okay. Thanks, Sophia.
Good job. Nice job.
Get it.
Always smiling. Always smiling.
Got 2 more. We believe in you. That orange jacket is waiting.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm still pretty unrecognizable, but I am very warm. 9:47. I got all day. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do 100 miles.
I got 2 more. Okay.
I want to do
What about Chunky Monkey?
Chunky Monkey.
You want to skip that one?
No, I want
to do it. Okay.
I want to do
Feet spin, you're doing fine. Okay.
Where's
You're just
your
looking
guy?
for places to cut time. Okay.
I'm putting your vest on you. No, I'm not running with my vest.
How's the gut flip doing for you?
I need a more.
Time.
Have you met David? We going right
Dingleberry?
now.
Look, you sound great. You're good, man.
Go,
Yeah, we
Hannah.
got 3 more, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Hannah. Let's go.
Hannah, you messed up.
If they seem okay mentally, you just got to send them back out if it's close. And I think a lot of it has to do with like what their goals were coming into the race. And if you're close, you just got to go for it. Every runner's gonna want to quit in the moment, totally. But like, you just got to send them back out. And I've been in that position where I didn't want to keep going, but my crew sent me out and it paid off. So I think, yeah, the year I won World's Toughest was like the perfect example of like, it ain't over till it's over.
I was here to reclaim my title and run 100 miles. Plans change, shit happens out on course. So now, I'm still doing my best, which is also what I came here for, and I'm gonna finish my race.
When you go to bed that night or the next morning, like, what do you want to say about your race? Like, that's always a good one. Like, sure, you're not going to hit your goal, but are you going to be pleased with the effort that you put in spite of that at the end of the day? So if you're not, maybe you should go back out there. If you are, then that's your decision, right? Because everyone's got their own goals, everyone's got their own limitations. So just making sure that whenever you leave, are you happy with the product that you put out there?
Why are you here today?
We're gonna run 100 miles. Everything hurts. My shin hurts with every step. Or I have that gash in my leg. And my feet. I can't feel my feet. We're getting 100 miles.
I feel like this was a really long time coming. When I first started getting into OCR and following OCR, I saw Rhea Coble run World's Toughest Mudder back at the end of 2017. And I thought, that's really cool. Like, I think I audit, like, immediately, like, subconscious, but, like, that is the epitome of, like, that's it. Like, that would be difficult, and that would be something difficult to achieve. And then it was probably within the next year or two that I realized no woman had hit 100, and that was, like, a big deal. Like, they hit 90, they hit 95, but no woman hit 100. So I think that also kind of subconsciously categorized as, like, okay, I'm gonna do World's Toughest Mudder, but 100 miles. But it took me all of those 5 years to be able to do this, because the two conditions that I hate most for running or doing anything is wet and cold. And it took 5 years of doing a lot of hard things, challenging things, running in wet, running in cold, to be able to accomplish this, or I definitely could not have. Like, it took that long. But I think it's kind of neat because that was a seed that was planted literally 5 years ago, and to see it like come to reality today was really cool.
You've been there, some of people that have been there before. You know, all of a sudden you get to that threshold where it's not just physical anymore, that your mental kick in. More importantly, your spirit kicks in. They all become one. Because the flesh wants to survive, so the spirit wants to live. So when your body is saying, oh, okay, we need to stop, we need to slow down, it's that heart, that spirit, that soul in each and every one of you that says, oh man, we need to live. And we don't just say it like in this. We don't just say, I'm living now. We say, I'm living now! I am mother-hugging living now. That's what each and every one of you have on tap. I've seen you do it all year long for years to come. You know what it feels like to be your best. And the importance of that is it's not just here. Then you take that home. You take it to our nation. You take it to our world. And by your act, by the way you live, you inspire the hell out of all of us that get to see you live the way you do. So a big applause for yourself, that person next to you, and front and behind you. Just like they're going to inspire you in competition, you inspire them with your best.
That's one. You ready? Everyone ready? You guys are the best. You're all amazing. One more. Go, girl. Go. See you soon.
Go.
1 hour and 47 minutes. You know that? Thanks, Austin. Thanks, Nicole. Just trying not to get killed. She's like only a couple of laps ahead of me, you know. There's people out there who say good job, Hannah, that I don't even know. So you want to do right by them? And then I had so many people here that I know were supporting me, my crew. I know people who had messaged me and who are, watching and making sure, they're following along. I want to do right by all of them. So it was really like, I want to do all these people that I care about that are here supporting me, sacrificing their weekend, their time. I can't do anything but give them my best when they're clearly giving me theirs for so self-sacrificially. So really, really want to make sure I do right by them.
World's toughest is like coming home and then you go out in the world, you live, you think you know it all, you got it all figured out, and then you come back here to world's toughest and it's your family and they set you straight.
I finished the race. I ran for 24 hours, feeling like the worst I've ever felt. I'll take that.
I wanted to run 100 miles, and I think, like I said, if I don't make one mistake, I think I could have done it. But if I can't do it, I'm really, really happy she did, because she's such a good person, and she embodies so many of those things that I think are essential to life. Never mind this race. It's like, work really hard and be nice to people, be respectful, be kind. Have a smile on your face, enjoy the moment, be positive, be grateful.
Throughout the course of the 100 miles, I kind of realized how much it meant to me. And just thinking about like, wow, like this really has been like a long-term goal of mine. 2018 is when I attempted my first toughest mudder and died. Like, it was terrible. And so that's where I think I kind of like put it on the shelf for a while. So it was neat to kind of pull that out and make it happen.
is a song about a strong girl.
Okay, so I asked the lady at Chunky Monkey, how many people have you actually seen complete this obstacle? She said no more than 15, and that could include repeat customers, right? And I said, okay, how many athletes are in the event? Between 900 and 1,000. So let's pretend as though everyone tried it once and that those 15 are individuals. We also know that some of those people were probably repeats, most likely. That could have been like 3 people.
Come on, John.
That's a less than 1.5% completion rate on that obstacle. And it actually has nothing to do with that obstacle, and everything to do with the obstacle before it.
All right, let's go, honey bunny. You got a photographer, you got a camera.
I've definitely said multiple times, I think I'm one and done on WTN, but nobody's hit 125 yet. So, we'll see.
I don't know. What about 105? What about one more lap? Why
No,
we got
125.
Well, Summer's mother is like a man in that it don't know where it's going and ain't gonna ask for directions. You can't tell it nothing. All it wants is bigger and more. And it's it just likes to be with his friends and be left alone sometimes.